This might be more of a David Goggins type mentality video. Um, it's basically just revolving around how if you keep pushing your body to do something, your body will adapt to it. So, again, as usual, this week I absolutely tortured myself by making dozens and dozens of calls. I got to literally 120 calls today, which is my record by about 20 calls. So, I'm pretty proud of that. And the thing I realized was the first couple of hours were absolute torture. Like I was doing nothing but putting myself in pure pain again and again. And I've talked about this 100 times on the channel. I do nothing but put myself through pain on pretty much a daily basis. Like every day that I live is pretty much more awful than the last, and that's pretty much how I prefer to be because it means I'm actually getting somewhere in my development, and that's also applicable to me now. So I'm like this day again, just as awful as the days before, but hey, at least I'm getting through the week, and thank God I only have one day left. But maybe that's just resistance talking, and maybe that's a sign I should make a call right now, even though it's nearly 10 at night. I'm not going to do that because it would just wake me up, and I don't want that. I got 7 or 8 hours of sleep last night. Yeah, I still feel unbelievably tired, and I also feel like I don't have flu symptoms, but I sort of feel like I have the flu. And sorry, now that I'm doing that, I'm making disgusting noises. But this video is going to just explain to you what's going to happen if you keep putting yourself through that pain. So there's 9 o'clock roll by, cold calling, 10 o'clock roll by, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. I kept going and I didn't stop. And then 12 o'clock came, and I took like 10 or 15 minutes off to look at some client service delivery work, and then I went back straight to cold calling, and I kept going then until about 1:30. I practiced for the sales call, which I was going to have at 2 for about 30 minutes. It didn't show up, so practice for another hour. And then I was supposed to have an encore onboarding call with someone, but they didn't want to do it, and they're backing out now from the thing because they have personal issues. So I've just lost a potential client. But even though that news should have been devastating, it didn't actually make me too distraught because finally something had happened that wasn't my fault. I can't fix someone's personal issues. I can't fix any of that, and it's not my fault that I've lost that potential client, or that actual client, even though I spent a lot of time with them. It's just that something out of my control happened, and that's literally what stoicism is all about. Something out of your control is something out of your control, and you have to have the serenity to accept it, the courage to change what you can, and the wisdom to know the difference between what you can and cannot change. So that's basically what I was thinking of, and so I just went straight back calling. I did it for another 2 hours. Then after 3 o'clock, now that I list all the hours out, it doesn't seem like that long at all. But anyway, after about 3:30, I started to sort of get used to it, and it just got a bit easier because my body the whole day has just been screaming at me to stop, like killing me, like causing me as much pain as possible. It's making my mind want to stop as much as possible, putting me through every ounce of agony that it could, and it couldn't. Not like none of it worked on me. It didn't work on me at the end, and because of that, it just gave up because it thought, hey, we're just gonna waste energy trying to torture him. So, and he's not gonna stop anyway. So we might as well just leave him alone. And that's what they've done. That's what my body has done. It's just left me alone. So now it's sort of leaving me free for the time being to do the calls I need to do. And that the only fear I have of going back to college is I'm not going to be able to make as many of them, and because of that, I'm going to become kind of weak again. But I'm going to make whatever ones I can in the evening so that I can stay sort of on top of myself. And I have another person who I'm also supposed to be getting on board, but he hasn't came back with the form or with the contract, and it's It's just kind of, I don't know. I don't think I should have let them off that easily off the contract. I should have asked, what do you need to look over for it? It just would have been a better idea. Um, but I know that now, and I don't think that they're gonna walk away or anything. I think that they are on board, and plus I don't want to sound desperate, but I just really, really need to make money, man. I really need to make money because I have a lot of things coming in. I've spent a good bit of money on getting service delivery done for clients. I've got spent a good bit of money on courses, and because of that, I'm once again down to a certain amount of money that I'm not going to mention, because if any of my family sees this, they are going to absolutely kill me. Like, if I mention to most of my family members the amount of money I actually had, they will kill me because they expect me to have way more than that. When meanwhile I've been spending it like Harry up the road. I'm actually owed a good bit of money, and the reason is several reasons actually. For example, one of my last months in college last year, some guy randomly approaches me and asks me, "Can I have €40 off your Revolut?" And then I said, "I don't have Revolut." And he said, "Oh, okay, that's a pity." And then he said, "Do you have Bank of Ireland?" And then I said, "Yeah, I do." And so I end up giving him €40, and I sort of expect him to give it to me back. But then a couple of weeks pass by, and I text him and I ask, "Hey, could you give me, would you be able to give me back the money now?" And he says, "No, I won't be able to at this time." And so I just go, "Yeah, that's all, no problem." And it's just, again, my bloody state that's like, I just I just have a hard time saying no to people, and it's really inconvenient because someone comes up asking me for €100, I probably give it to them just automatically because I'm too nice, and it's not a good thing. It doesn't mean I'm a good person. It means I'm a weak person who can't stand up for themselves. It means I'm a freaking doormat. That's what it means I am, and I don't want to be a doormat. Seriously, I had to literally write something down on paper today. Don't ever take crap from other people ever again, because like some guy literally told me to F off D-head on the phone, and then another guy hung up on me when I was about to explain to him something, and I was just thinking, why do I take garbage from these people so much? Like, it's just something that I shouldn't do because it decreases my serotonin levels, because it sees the other person as a threat to let them walk over me. It's like I see them as my master or something, or some kind of superior. Like, I see everybody else as, people who can walk all over me, and that's just not the case at all. Like, my brain is the type of brain that oscillates very quickly from, being practically subservient to a person to then fantasizing about mashing their head open with a mallet about 15 times until there's blood all over the floor. There's no assertiveness, there's no common ground. It's either, I'll obey all your wishes, or I will kill you and your entire bloodline. It's kind of interesting, to be honest, but it's something I need to prepare for. Sorry about that. So then later on again today, I got a meeting which I was pretty happy about, and it was from the UK, which again made me happy because meetings are very hard to come by these days. And I had another conversation with another guy then, and I was about to get a meeting with him, and then he told me to send the information by email. So I sent it to him by email anyway, and he commented some constructive criticism on my loom that I sent, and he basically said, don't record your loom in your bedroom, and have a professional email where you're actually sending it from a domain that's not gmail.com, and also be more enthusiastic in your pitch, because you'd sound more professional then. And I was just thinking, okay, mate, yeah, you have a point with the bedroom thing, but what does that mean now? And the next thing he says is, I appreciate your offer, but we will not be using your services at this time. And I'm just like, why on earth would you not be using my services at this time? Because my loom looks slightly unprofessional to you. Like, people want the shiny object professional video that's extremely well crafted, specifically catered to the person's needs, and I think that that's a bit, maybe it's not, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's a bit superficial, because a person who can deliver a service is a person who can deliver a service, not a person who can send a professional looking white shirt, good boy loom, which explains all of the things in great enthusiastic detail. That's that's just my take on it. Like, I spend more time thinking about service delivery than I spend thinking about how exactly I could get the best conversion rate on a specific analytical feature of my loom video. But I'm open to suggestion anyway, and even though I didn't like what he said, I took it on board anyway, because it was the bedroom thing was useful information. I don't agree with the email thing because it doesn't matter, and I don't think much of the actually he had some validity with his point about my enthusiasm, just because a parts of it seemed like I was a bit unsure of what to say, and almost not like reading from a script, but halfway between reading and between memorizing it. It was like I was trained almost like a dog to say these words, and it wasn't the most natural thing. It's like it was all right acting, but it wasn't great acting. So I retook the video, and I think the video was pretty good. I can't really tell anything wrong with it. Like, I don't have this headboard in my background, for example, and I don't know how obvious it is that this is, like, how obvious is it that this is a headboard. Now, I didn't have the pillow there, obviously, but I have other parts of it. I had like this top part, and it was kind of like this, yeah, like this, like that. Not There was no cushion in it. But anyway, this video is about how you are supposed to keep going even when you're in pain. Like, go. It's really just a few specific days of extreme pain. Like, that's what I find, because I had one extreme day of pain that just really it really made the difference for me. When back on the 3rd of August, the most painful day I ever had. It was bloody awful. Every second of it was a bloody nightmare, and after that, nothing felt painful again. And then it gradually became a bit more stressful throughout the month, and then it absolutely crescendoed again today, and yesterday as well. But that's only because I was getting kind of emotional, and today I decided to repress my emotions again, because you really just need to repress your emotions. Like, if you don't do that, you're just going to end up extremely stressed, and you're going to think you're burning out when you're not really. Now, I actually think I am burning out, but not as quick as I think I am, or as I would suspect. Anyway, I do appreciate you watching this. Feel free to reach out.